Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gears Esports Pro League Day number 4. I am Colin the Crow Clark, being joined, of course, by Jacob MVPR, my duo, for not just this night, but every night that I exist on this planet. And are you ready for our final matchup, PR?
I was born ready for a matchup like this. I saw that little video of kind of what we both expect going up into this matchup, and I'm just now ready more than ever. I wish I could go back and change some things that which I said, but once I see the map selection screen, once we get towards prediction, maybe I can use then to add it on.
Well, before we get into the matchup, let's take a look at a key player matchup and try to figure out how these teams are going to try to win or lose this coming fight. Right now, it handles a lot of excess deaths for his squad, but take a look at that. Powerz is a little over 30% of his team. So not only is he carrying his weight, he's picking up some slack for some other people on eUnited to try to win them these early matchups and engagements.
Yep, and to me, you can kind of see it. I think he said it, in our pre-show that was not streamed. You can kind of see the percentage of the team's kills. When you're doing basic work, you're doing your job, nothing more, nothing less. It should be at about a 25%. So not only do you see the minus and the plus minus, it being 25 minus, you can just kind of see him well under that 25%. So he's not necessarily pulling his full weight in this one so far in the Pro League. And that's why we kind of talked about it the way we did. This matchup is a test. And I've been using that word all season long, all day long. But that's exactly what the season is. Little tests here and there between each and every one of these teams with the final quiz, your exam at the end towards that major. See who really passes and fails during the split.
Well, look, I know both of these teams have been studying hard and trying to get better each and every scrim, each and every day, each and every week. And I know that they're trying to expand their map pool, because one of the things that always helps a team win a bunch of fights and a bunch of engagements is learning to play on different maps, learning to play different styles of fights. And let's take a look and find out which maps these teams decided to fight on tonight. And I'm pretty surprised eUnited gets Exhibit in as map number 1. I can see where Vasgar immediately gets to be able to pick up where Vanquish gets Vasgar right there at number 2 because eUnited took off training grounds. But is that a little surprising to you? I think this is the first time we've ever seen both teams get to pick pretty much their same or their favorite map.
It surprises me, yes, but at the same time, it doesn't. Even though we've talked about the history of the core roster of eUnited on this map like Exhibit, probably one of the highest win rates of any map of any team, you got to look at the makings of this Vanquish roster and really what made them the powerhouse that they are. It was that in your face, that shotgun aggression, whether it was individuals or the full roster wolf packing together. This map, Exhibit, and both of these maps, the first two, Exhibit and Vasgar, are kind of exactly that. It's a lot of in your face action, a lot of shoddy fights. Yeah, there might be rotations here and there, but the underlying factor comes down to, did your team win the fight in the center of the map?
Well, I think the other thing that kind of stands out to me is once again, people are kind of falling back on Foundation as kind of the safety blanket map. We got a couple of maps that we like banned out, and now we have to pick a final map to play on, so let's play the one that we've played a billion times. I don't blame them, but I'd like to see teams kind of expand their horizons a little bit,
No, I agree with you.
It's kind of like always ordering the 10-piece from McDonald's. Every now and again, you got to get yourself a quarter pounder, man. I mean, just get a Royale with cheese to try to change it up on some people. But hey, I'm not mad at them. Both squads have decided to choose their fate about pick and bans. But PR, we've got one last prediction segment for the night, okay? And I'm pretty sure I'm going to take the lead on this because you and I both know.
I follow the leader, man. I follow the leader.
There's a couple of humans on one of these squads that I hold near and dear to my heart. And I'm talking about Vital Sam and Precision. I loved watching them prove everybody wrong last split. Acells and Hndles, they did their thing. But Precision and Vital Sam, nobody saw those two coming up and becoming the forces in nature that they became to win a championship. But they about to go out into the middle of the street, and that clock says 12 on it. Oof. And it's lunchtime, and the sheriff has to get back to work. I'm picking eUnited. but I think it's going to be a lot closer than all of us at home. I think we're going to see another map 3 tonight. I just need to see eUnited continue to take those steps to clean up those missteps, the over-aggression, and finding themselves out in the middle of nowhere. This was our closest match of the night for me. In my head, it was basically 50.1% to 49.9% type thing. This was on a lightning bolt's edge. It could have gone either way. I won't be surprised if I'm wrong, but I am picking eUnited because I just believe they're going to have the discipline to win it.
I think you hit a lot of great points there. You know, you kind of see how the team came up. You kind of develop that love for a roster, a player, as they begin to emerge as one of the best. But you had that stat line between two players, 1-1. But there's something tricky about that, right? One player's not going to win you a game. One player's not going to lose you a game in most cases. So I look at team stats. Let me throw you a team stat out there for you, right? For the match of the week, VQ is a combined plus-minus 89. On the other side of things, you got eUnited plus-minus 2. So that to me shows that Vanquish, even though they might have a couple wins under their belt, they're just throwing things to the wall and seeing what sticks, while eUnited is planning for perfection. They're planning for the long haul, the big picture for that major down the road. So my vote is going to go over to eUnited, whether if it's a close game or a long round number 9. I think they have what it takes to keep this one under their belt.
Both of us, once again, on the same page, on board with one another. And I can only imagine we've everybody has been in the same vein all night, us and chat. And so I didn't actually get to see how this one finished out. So I have no idea which way chat is going to go. I just got word that it's not finished, but I'm trying to look over here. Actually, I can pull it up. It's 50. It's 51-49 in the predictions. eUnited's up 51-40. Stop the count.
He just got a bunch of VQ fans just trying to toss that one over the edge, just blow that one on over there, just blowing it with all their might, man. And that's where you really got to look down to it. eUnited almost got upset yesterday to Remedy. On the other side of things, though, this roster that is really beginning to pull it together, VQ has just been so inconsistent. One moment early on, I think, man, this is the team that has won that championship. The next moment, you can kind of see why I put them so low on their power rankings. And some of these teams this season have really been taking advantage of the inconsistencies, but don't let that escape you. eUnited falls prey to some of those same inconsistencies. So, man, I'm so excited for this matchup, Colin. 51-49 matchup. I hope we see 3 back-to-back round number 9s, man. It's a treat. This is pay-per-view. Are we at the major yet?
I already ate all my popcorn. That's how nervous I was for this matchup. You thought I was gonna let that bowl of popcorn sit there and wait for this match? I was sitting here looking over my notes for it. I was flipping through the pages in my notebook right here. Next thing I know, I'm done with a large bowl of popcorn. I've downed my whole soda. I'm out of water. I'm in no man's land. All right, I need an oasis at this point. But right now, I'm gonna take a trip down to a museum called Exhibit. Try to see some of those exhibits on this side of my screen while Vanquish and eUnited try to take the advantage and win this matchup. Both of these teams, they're going to roll out of spawn and do their absolute damnedest to come out with a victory in our match of the week tonight in PR. I just don't know. I mean, this is as close as it gets, I think. This is the bar versus the champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, and no matter how many rounds it goes, let me remind you guys, Exhibit is one of the few maps, if not the only map, where the hills do not change. So these guys have to think of strategies. They have to adapt. They have to be able to flip the switch at a moment's notice, because if this goes round number 9, there's going to be 9 rounds of the same exact hill locations. But having those tricks up your sleeve are going to be crucial.
See, Acells already with a shot onto Kenny, and he's going to get that kill, and now that's going to open up the backside of eUnited. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the rest of eUnited. Powerz is going to find a kill there onto Hndles. You see Praized down here at the B hill. He's going to get pinched out in just a moment, but Powerz picture-perfect Lancer shots will help get that down, and it looks like eUnited will be able to come away with the mid-neutral, and they're going to challenge off their home. They do get it, so there is going to be a 2-to-1 hill split, and it is going to be in favor of eUnited, but Precision is just waiting in the wings.
Waiting for that perfect moment to strike. We know on a map like this, it's those moments, those crucial moments that really separate themselves. And a kill like that on Kenny, already on the home hill, getting the decap first. Now, staying alive is the goal. Making these players waste time to backtrack. You got that first kill on Kenny. 2 more are backtracking. You got to make sure you get that decap on the neutral as well. But Praized going out. There goes that elimination on Praized, finally being clicked up, but Xplosive holding his ground, getting the necessary pistol fire to hold on to not only the hill, but his life as well. So as VQ goes to respawn, you see that hill still capped up by eUnited. Nobody just yet backtracking to capture their own home hill yet, because it's very, very important. Both of the players, Powerz and Xplosive, were on the map, hold their position.
You see the 2-to-1 hill advantage still in favor of eUnited, crossing up that 120-point threshold. They're going to continue to gain that lead and push forward. We see Hndles now on that mid cover trying to find the positioning. Meanwhile, Precision has gone down. They're going to try to Lancer out of Acells as well. A couple of good angles. Vital comes in. 3 members of Vanquish have been Lancered down, and they're going to come in for the pickups and the cleanups. Hndles is going to get 1 revive off, but he's going to go right back down. Oh my goodness gracious, good God almighty. Kenny bounced with the Queen Reyna skin. Not even playing the Queen Mira. He switched it up. He said, I'm going to be new school now. I'm going to rock that Queen Reyna that came out with Operation 6, what?
Yeah, yep. That's exactly what you got to do if you're a fan of eUnited. 2.5 minutes. So it was no easy victory, even though you can look on the other side, only 3 eliminations on the side of VQ. We saw how close those predictions were, 51-49. But you see the final predictions are in. You knew me and Colin were eUnited all the way, but the chat going for the defending champions. I don't know, Colin, I don't think that surprises you much, does it? Maybe it does?
It doesn't surprise me as much as you probably think. I said stop the count. We threw up the eUnited graphic, and you know, we had to get the absentee ballots in there somehow. So we ended up getting them. We ended up getting them over the edge. Vanquish comes through. We just had to make sure that we had the right winner. That's all. We did chat justice. We didn't cheat them out of their vote. Every vote counts. Your vote matters. That's what I'm talking about. This year's Esports. eUnited up 1-0. Acells challenging Kenny up top. Once again, shots out, trying to get him stuck on the back pillar. Acells last round did picture perfect in getting the pressure onto the backside to eUnited. eUnited did answer in the bottom middle of the map, though. And you see Acells bouncing around. He tries to go to the side of the pillar. He's just trying to find an angle. Nobody has control over B just yet. We're at a standstill, and I believe this is the linchpin. This is the linchpin fight right here, because Acells last time he gets the kill on Kenny. It opens things up. It springs everybody into action. Kenny this time, he has to be a little bit better in defending himself up here at the top of Exhibit.
I like what Acells is doing. He's keeping Kenny guessing. So if anything happens down low, whether Vanquish win or eUnited win that fight, he can easily escape down low and try to keep this round going. But he has to be careful for the rotation back. It does look like Xplosive finds his target. He knows he wants to get this elimination on Acells, so that way they can open up and try to capture the neutral hill down low. While all this is happening up top, it's VQ making those plays, but Kenny's going to get those frag grenades. So even though the score is going to lean over to Vanquish's favor, it's just going to allow that opportunity for eUnited to assess the situation, figure out where the numbers are at, and put the grenades to use in the hands of Kenny.
You can hear the frag grenades ringing out against the map. You saw Xplosive with the flank there onto Hndles. They get the kill. Now they've got the B hill back in their favor. That's 3 quickly dead for Vanquish. Acells up top. He's going to be looking down onto Xplosive, who hops the cover and gets away with his life. And it looks like Acells is actually going to try to push up and maybe even take this top map position over onto Kenny and try to pressure up onto the home hill at eUnited. Kenny gets the call out. He knows he's there now. He has to be very careful. You don't want to put yourself in a bad position and possibly go down and get shot on and shot out here.
Seems like another stalemate situation between Kenny and Acells, but it seems like Acells is not scared to be aggressive. You saw him get picked off when Xplosive rotated over before, but learning his lesson, making sure he keeps his head on the swivel. The hill is still captured in favor of eUnited, but a well-placed smokes that allow these players like Precision to go and not only get the break, but get the capture as well. Only 20 points really separating these two teams. So eUnited has to act quick, so that way they don't get the lead taken away from them by Vanquish. Precision is going to get downed on one side of the map. 3 players over there, making sure that Hndles does not stay alive. So once that hill went over to VQ, quickly going back over to eUnited.
Now we see the 2-to-1 hill advantage will be in favor of Vanquish, even though it is the home hill of eUnited. So eUnited just has to wait just a few more moments before they get the chance to 3v1 Acells here. He's going to bounce around. He's going to try to get a kill on anybody. They play him out in damage and distance, quickly clean him up. They are going to leave Praized there for the retake. Here comes Precision, though, pushing across the middle of the map. Vital hops the middle cover. He's just outside B, but once again, the kill comes through for eUnited. They've got one. They've got a second. They've got one more to worry about. It's going to be Hndles. Hndles gets traded out though with Kenny, so a good shot on gives them the B hill back, and that, ladies and gentlemen, will wrap it up. eUnited take a 2-0 lead here on Exhibit.
I think the first round was about 2.5 minutes. This one about 3.5 minutes. So even though it is 2-0, just like you said, this one is rather close, coming down to the wire between VQ and eUnited. So I'm going to be looking at certain players on the side of Vanquish to kind of finally have enough and throw it out the window and begin to flip the switch to turn it on, because before you know it, it's going to be eUnited up 3-0, 4-0 possibly, if you don't begin to piece things together. And I'm looking at you, Sam, particularly 0, 1, and 6. It's not all about kills. But if you're not winning any of your fights, that's a huge problem.
Frag grenades still up top. Boltok retro out, so we're going to see possibly a pretty big shift in the way this matchup is played. You can see there, Acells trying to get the shot over the cover. He's going to get one-shotted by Kenny, big bricked, but he gets the kill there, easy headshot. Now Acells will have control over those frag grenades, even though they lost control of them in last round, excuse me. They have control of them here, and that's going to be used to their advantage to try to take over this B hill. Powerz is going to bounce around, trying to make something happen. He needs to get lucky, try to get a shot onto somebody and get it down. He's going to go down himself. Quick pickup, though, by, I can't exactly, I couldn't tell who it was on the way in. I think it was Xplosive. And just like that, the quick revive out and the team fire from eUnited, just a little too strong, garnering both downs, damage, and kills. And it's here soon about to pay off with Hills. Because, oh my God, Acells lancered him down around the corner off spawn. You see Acells get another kill onto Kenny. And it's going to be up to Praized to fight Acells off their home.
PC Cells stat line at the bottom, 305. The elimination Cells has so far is those eliminations on Kenny in the 1v1 scenario. So he needs his team to be able to win their exchanges down low as eUnited. Once they get their home mill, they're going to put the pressure back onto VQ to see if up to them to make the moves. And you already see 3 players kind of spread out on the side of eUnited. So this hallway is going to have to be won by Vanquish if they're looking to take any bit of footing in this matchup. But you see Xplosive is just there instantly to back up his own teammate. Hndles goes down, but re-peaking this shot with the retro, firing out as much power as possible. Xplosive does go down, but Powerz lands a massive double kill. So what looked like Vital's opportunity to get this decap is an opportunity that is not there, a phantom opportunity of sorts as Praized takes him out.
Acells trying to push up onto Kenny once again. Got that little bit of an up bay, but wasn't able to get the full down and damage on him. Praized is going to go down. You can see, looks like eUnited was trying to pressure up onto the home of Vanquish, and Vanquish will answer back for a moment. Precision is up here. They got to challenge this area. I believe the frags are about to be either back up or they are up, and the fight is about to break out over them yet again. You can see where Vanquish, though, is trying to rotate. They're trying to get back in a position to take care of the B hill. Precision up top. Very good shots with his Lancer. I mean, picture perfect. Trying to tag up anybody from eUnited coming out. And that gives them good intel for that B fight.
We just picked up that retro. Xplosive died with the retro. Somehow got across to the same exact position, picks right back up his retro. So even though 2 hills going over to Vanquish this late in the game, you can see the win condition at the top. It's not enough to overturn. So now it's going to come down to an aggressive setup, and that retro I spoke about is Praized with a retro as well. So Vanquish not only have to battle back down 2 members, they have to battle past 2 retros while simultaneously making sure Kenny doesn't slip by. They got 2 kills. That's going to be a start, but it's not going to be enough here. They need more.
Acells over the top of that cover, tries to get another shot on, won't be able to get it. They're going to try to go here. Nade's out. Kenny will get a kill onto Vital. Still fighting off the home hill of Vanquish. They have to not give this up. Precision is just going to continue to play the damage game. That'll counter it up. And my goodness gracious. Another round win for eUnited. This is just eUnited seems to be playing the long game much better than Vanquish. It seems like these one of those situations. Also, if you take a look at we're gonna see these weapon placements real quick, PR, and you can talk about those if you want. But when we get back to a place where we can show the scoreboard, I want to talk about something that's kind of worrying for the side of Vanquish, if you ask me.
And What's interesting right now, though, as we take this moment to look at the weapon selection, is they have the retro to every 60 seconds on the side of eUnited, where typically in this situation, that's where you see the shock grenade, that's where you see the instant grenade, but the amount of damage being put out right now for that retro is putting a halt to a lot of aggressive pushes coming out for Vanquish.
We come here to round number 4, and I'll just give you a quick stat that does worry me for Vanquish going forward. It's the fact that if you look at the assists for Vanquish, there you go, 0-0-1-1, 10-8, 13-8. Just, you can figure out who's winning based on who's helping. Does that make sense?
And right now, Sam, 0-1 and 11. Like I say, these numbers on the scoreboard don't tell the full story, but it can certainly tell you if you're not winning your exchange, this match is going to be that much harder as Acells once again finds a way to sneak by. First frag grenade going out. He needs to find a way to stay alive. The cap is not important in this situation. 2 frag grenades going out. He's only going to get that 1 kill on Praized, but reinforcements in the nick of time. But no, Precision gets taken out. Big double kill from Kenny there, and that is going to put a stop to what Vanquish was able to do. They're going to have to reassess this situation. Hndles is up top, which leaves down low wide open. The only player there is going to be Sam on the other side of the cover.
You see Vital Sam over the top with the retro, trying to get shots on to Kenny. Not going to be able to find any just yet, and you see eUnited stacking back up for their defensive stand. Vital's just trying to get this intel, this information. He's going to go for a flank here onto Kenny. He gets 1 shot off, doesn't hit any pellets just yet, and Kenny's actually going to be able to stand up and play a little bit of defense here. Sam trying to push up onto that cover, still back Angs. He has to be concerned that the longer that fight is prolonged, because Vanquish did lose somebody in the fight. It is a 4v3 on the map right now, that he could get Lancered out in the back. Hndles is going to press up on Praized up top. Praized now has to worry about Vital Sam coming up behind him. This is a good little over-rotation from Vanquish to try to find at least 1 kill on the map, try to find somebody to pick on. They finally do make that happen against Praized. Now they're going to press up onto the home hill of eUnited, but eUnited has decapped the home hill of Vanquish, and now with Hndles down, Powerz is going to be pretty much in a position to just have his way with whoever else he'd like as he goes underneath. And there's only going to be 3 members of Vanquish, and they're going to be out of position. They're not going to be able to get set up just yet. The rest of this round is going to be very telling for Vanquish going forward, because you're either going to be down 4-0, staring down a 5-0 in map number 1, or you begin your fight back, your journey right here, right now. You need to find an answer.
Yep. Reflection was here. He'd call this a massive swing round right there. Vital beginning to heat up. 2 quick eliminations. Gets the kill on Xplosive. All the hills changing hands late into the game right here. And just stay in the hill, Acells. Go for the triple cap domination. Your back is cleared. Your front is as well. And in a blink of an eye, the tables have turned and Vanquish is on the board.
Vanquish starts their campaign back to 5 possible rounds. They've got 1 there. They will have to win 4 more to get this first map victory under their belt. Acells is going to hover over the retro. We know we're probably going to see the incendiary now. Place down maybe a shock, unsure.
I want to see them build. I almost want to see them build on the other side. Yep. They're doing so well with the retro. eUnited has no reason to upgrade this. As long as they dodge the initial instant that gets thrown at them, they will be in the better position out of these 2, because then you have that retro, and it's not just a one-time use like the instant or the shock grenade is. That's a retro that you can mow down clip after clip, get reloads, get more ammo, spread it around the team, and it's every 60 seconds. This is looking dangerous for the side of eUnited.
Now we see Kenny up top trying to challenge Acells once again. Acells' little misroll out, almost found himself in way of the lasers, or in lieu of the lasers. Shot over the cover. He's got a lot of damage on a Kenny, but Kenny catches him slipping into the corner. I think that was a little back A out. Able to get that full chunk and spread. There you go. Kenny with the nades out. Going to get that easy pick onto the downed member of Vanquish. That was Vital. Precision in a fight here with Praized, but he's going to get lanced out from the side. Tried to go for the up A and try to get it down onto him. Praized going to hit him as he's down to finish him off. Acells just basically has to roll off a respawn and try to just stop the tidal wave of eUnited players from getting into their spawn. Quick revive out from Vital Sam as well. Can he continue to put shots over the cover? Powerz down, joining into the fray. 3 members of eUnited are just outside the home hill of Vanquish, and it looks like they're going to get cleaned up 1, 2, and 3, all by Precision. Triple kill coming through very quickly, and now I think they're going to be off to the races. I think what you have to do if you're Vanquish is just try to get to the other side of the map. Put the pressure on eUnited as they come back off of respawn.
See Precision going in, stealing away that retro that Xplosive has been utilizing almost all match long on this map. 3-1. Hndles forced to back up here. He can't give up any inches towards Kenny, but you see the backtrack coming through. Kenny and Praized versus 2 members of VQ. Hndles gets taken down, though. Nobody physically there for the revive. Acells has to find a new location to attack. Him and his teammate of Acells and Vital are going to have to keep this round going. But 2 Hills over to eUnited. They already have the lead as well. They have to start making some moves. This is where it begins to look scary on the side of Vanquish. You got Precision on one side of the map. He's getting funneled out. Vital gets taken out. Kenny only gets downed. Nobody able to clean that one up. And once again, we're back on board. Hndles here. This is looking dangerous. If Hndles dies, he gets taken out by Praized, and eUnited looking to close out their 4th round.
I'm telling you, Praized is just a different animal when he plays shirtless. Like, I'm sorry, but that man, when he plays Grenadier, is just a whole different beast than an animal. You can see the D-Hill is going to get decapped by Vanquish, but the 200-point threshold is going to get crossed here very shortly. Acells is up top. He's trying to take the shortest path possible over to the home hill of eUnited. Yet, there's the Boltok of Powerz waiting for him. He takes one pop shot. Vital will have the nades, so this could get very sticky for both of these players as one nade comes out, but I believe it was a little missed throw. Rebounds back off into his own direction. One more nade to his name. eUnited has to play defense for 19 more seconds. There's the second grenade, and it's again, it bounces off of that first pillar. Neither nade thrown really all that well.
That was the key to victory right there. Even if you don't get the elimination, you need to throw far enough to funnel those players back. Vital goes down. Precision is down. Acells goes down and Hndles all 4 players out of this one, and another round on the side of eUnited. But if you look, it's another 3-minute round. So to me, that tells you Vanquish is doing so good in some of these situations, making sure that they're in it towards the very end. But something happens where eUnited flips some sort of a switch where they know their win condition, whether they're playing aggressive, of knowing exactly when to fall back, and they're playing exactly into it. Like, to me, more times than not, they're being the aggressors, getting first blood as well, barring anything that happens up top.
There's the Boltok on favor of Vanquish. The Hammer Burst on the opposite end of the map over there for eUnited. Only one player on eUnited with double-digit deaths. I mean, this is, again, one of those stat lines where you take a look at it, everybody on Vanquish with double-digit deaths, eUnited with only one person there at 10 or more. You can pretty much tell the tale of the tape of the way this first map has gone based simply on that. Powerz is stacked up here at the aquarium. We go to the top side of the map. Kenny is going to throw his flash at Acells. Acells steps out, right-hand advantage, tries to get that shot. Kenny with a little misroll will finally get taken down by Acells. Acells will have the quick pick on the frag grenades, and now you see Precision trying to chase off against somebody from eUnited. He's going to turn and burn, try to get to the B-Hill. Shots over the cover, trying to go for a couple of wraps. Won't be able to find any of them. Going to let him bleed out and think about his actions for just a moment. Acells does have the Hammer Burst of eUnited. Throws one nade. Short yet again. Throws the second one pretty decently long. The Hammer Burst in Acells' hand, just too strong, too powerful. I believe that's Xplosive is trying to pull up now. He's got the retro in hand. He's got Acells basically full red, and there's the down, and they're going to let him bleed out inside of the spawn. They're going to let Kenny recap that hill when he decides to come back. Powerz as well. He's in a 1v1 against Precision, and he steps up into the give range and takes care of business. Vital tries to push in, gets caught by the flashbang, pulls back, full spread out, and one pellet! One pellet PR!
One tiny, measly pellet. That first shot, though, that must have been a brick. That must have been a 99. And if you guys saw the eUnited announcement video, that was from the bricklayer himself, Praized, doing it again, 4-1. The pressure is on Vanquish like no other. You need to begin to piece it together. You need to start winning these exchanges, and it has to start now. Playing near perfect. A late stun going out on Acells, giving the advantage on over to Kenny, but the lasers have saved Acells. Now he finds himself against one of the season MVPs in Powerz. He has to push up, escaping the laser between both of these guys. Powerz finds a way with the help of Xplosive to come out on top.
Powerz now will push up. He's going to try to get the decap there on Vanquish's home hill. He's going to be there for a moment, but 2 players are going to be there for eUnited. They've pushed up onto Precision. They've got him a little bit red. They're going wide. There's the easy kill for eUnited. Now they've got to worry about, I believe, Acells coming back off of respawn. Flash out. Acells still lancering into the hill. They get the recap onto the F hill, and they are trying to shut this down now. Down to 20 seconds. They've got their home. They're dominating Vanquish's home. And they leave the E hill cap. They don't even want it. They just want to bring reinforcements here to this hill, down to 10 seconds. And Vanquish had, there it is. There it is. Oh, Acells hit him with a no-no and then chunks him.
It's those little victories, Colin, those little victories, but 5-1. And after the last, 16 rounds, 15 of those 16 rounds went in the way of the victor here on the main stage. So what started to look like a long day with some round number 9s is looking like it's going to end quickly unless Vanquish shows some life in map number 2.
They've got to start showing some finesse with their friends, because not getting that many assists, that's never a good thing. 4v4 Gears, the way that it is built now after all of these patches and updates to the game, if you don't get help from your friends, you're just making the game harder on yourself. And it's not even like harder in the aspect of you still can't get kills. Guys on Vanquish, they're going to find a way to get theirs. Like Precision's going to get a kill here. He's going to get a triple kill there. He's going to find it. But so many times, people from Vanquish were trying to take shotgun fights, but had no Lancer help. Everybody from eUnited that seemed to be in a shotgun fight, even Powerz there at the end, when he was being threatened by the lasers and the shotgun, he had to play that fight very carefully. He had somebody throw 3 or 4 Lancer bullets, which helped get him the down. It's just one of those, that's the difference. That's where it is. The best way to bake a cake is with consistency, and the best way to get consistent kills on Gears is with a little help from your friends, some Lancers over the top, and easy shoddy kills.
I'm not saying by any means the meta is changing, but you saw early on in the split during the preseason, the Pro League qualifiers, E-Days, you saw teams upgrading their Hammerbursts, upgrading them almost instantly. Today, we've seen a number of teams simply upgrade those retros to 60 seconds, and you see exactly why. On maps like this where you can control entire hallways, you saw Praized do it, you saw Xplosive do it, really lock down full passageways, allowing very one-dimensional strats to come through from Vanquish. And that's exactly what happens when if you have a team like eUnited that thrives on strategy, that thrives on being able to answer the call at a moment's notice, versus a team like Vanquish, who kind of made a name for themselves with their aggressive shotgun play. Once it doesn't work out, you almost have nothing to fall back on, and that is going to be the end result. A 1-0 lead for eUnited. Map number 2 on Vasgar. It's going to be Vanquish's pick, Colin. Another close quarters combat map. Do you think anything is going to change? If so, what?
The only thing that should change is Vanquish is going to have to find their Lancer angles again, because eUnited just proved to me that they have been working on their discipline. They've been working on their sight lines. And Vasgar, it has a lot of sight lines. You can shoot across those 2 ledges, those 2 ramps to help solidify 2-to-1 hill caps at that home hill. You can use the top stairs to shoot down on a tank. There are so many angles on Vasgar that you can use to rotate around the map and make sure nobody's ever in a fight by themselves. Whether or not they're alone at that portion of the minimap, there's always a bullet or 2 to try to help your teammate. If Vanquish cannot find their Lancers, if they cannot find their help for their friends. I mean, you saw in that I think it was the very first replay we had from Exhibit, the 3 players from Vanquish got down by different Lancer angles. You're pretty much going to find yourself in the same exact situation. Like, I don't want to say deja vu, but we've been here before type thing.
And we kind of see on a map like Vasgar, when the weapons start to get placed on the map, how it develops. You kind of think those Boltox get placed, upgraded to retros, and eventually we see the shock, we see the incense. But so far, that hasn't been the common case today. Like I said, it's every 60 seconds the retro gets upgraded to. It's kind of like that thorn in the side. And a map like Vasgar, where you talk about there's rotations being made and things like that, you got to think that retro is really going to catch people off guard. It's going to catch people out of position, and it's going to allow you in some cases to really hold down these home hills.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we here are on map number 2 of our last matchup of the night, the match of the week, Vanquish versus eUnited. And eUnited didn't even switch sides and said, screw it. If you want Cog on your map pick, you can have Cog on your map pick. They didn't even... it's almost like they just want to get back into the fight. You can see Xplosive and Kenny getting taken down there along with Powerz. So 3 players dead. Praized is going to sneak over and try to get the decap on the A hill. He's just delaying this next fight. He wants to make sure his teammates can come back off of spawn. Shot around the cover, 2 shots around it as well. Has a full red on 1 player. Tries to get a little sneaky angle through that fence. Doesn't get it. Now you see the 3v3 posted up once again over at the home hill of eUnited.
Hey, look. There could have been a rotation made by Hndles to send 4 people over, because when this player spawns up from eUnited, they're going to be directly into that fight, but he's actually trying to get the angle across the map. Xplosive goes down to Precision. That was that angle. Precision immediately putting it to use, and now he's going to get a break on the neutral. eUnited has to figure out something here. These players coming off respawn, but they're still getting eliminated. Acells, a big powerhouse early on. It started off in the initial, and it continues here right before our very eyes. I talked about Precision taking that neutral. Now Xplosive has to find a way to get into the home hill. He has to find a way to prolong the round. He gets the reset there for a second, but is anybody else going to be able to get past? Yes, they are. Powerz gets 1. Kenny gets another. eUnited finding a way to answer back here.
Help me.
You see Kenny trying to shoot around the cover. They got the down onto Vital. They're going to pick him up, go for the retake at their home hill, and now it's going to be off to the races. They're going to get over to the B hill. Xplosive is here. He's going to hop the cover and drop. He's not going to go down to his knees just yet. Acells hit a lot of good shots there. Precision is here as well. Hndles also mounting up over to the B hill. Xplosive tries to get into it and get the decap, but he's going to get taken out first and foremost. 2v1 onto Praized. Ladies and gentlemen, this first round has gone much better for Vanquish, and a lot of it comes off of the fact that they've been able to Lancer out, help each other out, and get down to damage. I mean, you even talked about it. They use that long Lancer lane from the one side of the hill to the other, and it pretty much has solidified them a 50-point lead, and it's going to only get bigger as we cross that 200-point threshold here in the next 3 to 5 seconds. You're going to see Vanquish pretty much with a 20-second key to victory here. They're just got to sit down, settle out, and it's going to take a miracle for eUnited to win this one.
I mean, I've seen miracles happen before our eyes. But then again, you got Praized team killing his team there instead of getting the revives. He's going to get the decap on 1. He knows he has to keep going on the other side of the map, though. Maybe that was the key. Maybe it's something I don't realize. Take 12 seconds, get that respawn on the other side of the map. Now you have a chance on both of these hills. It's going to be a slim chance, but it's a chance indeed. But before I can finish that sentence, those chances go right out the window as Vanquish is going to strike hot in round number 1. And very much like map number 1, these rounds are going the distance.
They've done a fantastic job in that first round. 10 kills for Acells.
Wow.
10.
10-1.
Probably a lot of cleanups. Probably was picking up people from the ground and stuff. But I mean, look, it doesn't matter. It still looks good on the stat sheet. 10-3-1. eUnited struggling in that first round. There simply was just not enough players on the map for them to find enough kills to be able to fight back. They were really dominated in that first round. Let's see if their fortunes change with this second round. And it looks like eUnited's actually going to go for a 3-man push over to B hill, and Vanquish is going to set up for a 3v1 at Arrivals.
You see Kenny, though, immediately backtracking, trying to get as much defense there with his team as possible. On the other side of things, I got to expect United backtrack just a little bit more. The hill hasn't been pushed just yet, so yes, that's going to be the IGL Xplosive. El Capitan himself trying to put himself in a position to get as much Lancer fire as possible, knowing this push is coming, and he takes a ton of that damage. Hndles watching the middle. Xplosive can't move up, so this hill is going to be successfully decapped, but it's still up to Vanquish here to make the move. They trail just a few points.
Acells trying to Lancer out. He is going to throw that flash onto Powerz, and now he's going to try to double Lancer Kenny along with his teammate there. They're going to get that down on a Kenny. Powerz has a teammate there as well to help out. They have to be careful, though, as Hndles is taking over the middle of the map. Xplosive actually backtracks now, and a couple of kills are coming through for Vanquish, so this is dicey territory for eUnited. One or two more, and they could get triple cap dominated. The big fight is here at B. Vital Sam versus Xplosive. Xplosive bouncing around. No help for Vital Sam just yet. Player number 4, Hndles, rotates over, gets the shots onto him in his back, and absolutely picture-perfect job to get that next down. And now, even though they get the break on the ring, just the actual chain revives to come through, which is going to make things very difficult for eUnited. They're going to have to come away with these kills. They're going to have to come away with a much bigger lead here. You can see Hndles pushing up that middle stairwell. He's actually going to roll back down, try to stay as safe as possible, pushing back up, going for the wrap shot here on a Praized. Not going to be able to get it to connect. He's going to go down. Excuse me, that was Powerz. Not going to get it. He's going to go down. They clean him up before he gets into the A hill. Vital is down. They're going to get the quick revive up on him. And PR, there's going to be a fight over at the home hill of Vanquish, because Vanquish has a 3v2 over here at the home hill, or excuse me, at the mid neutral.
And Vanquish either has to keep going or backtrack here in this scenario. But if you look at eUnited, they're setting up 2 players on each of the hills that they control. They have some coming back to do. They even have to neutralize another hill on the side of Vanquish to keep on to their lead. But they have plenty of time to do that, about 50, 60 seconds to just decap one and try to trade from there on. But on the other side of the map, though, we got a double down going through. But it's eUnited that have that extra bit of help to get the revive. So even though eUnited has this hill, Vanquish has to push forward because they're going to lose the neutral. You got to start making plays, Precision and Vital.
See, Precision trying to get shots on. Vital's going to go down. They're going to continue to Lancer up those middle stairwells. Vital's going to go down for a second time. Third down and out for him. Precision down as well. There's the home hill back in favor of eUnited. They're going to rotate over here and try to pressure up onto Hndles, but they don't really need it, I don't believe. They've got 30 seconds for the win condition. They can play defense, and I believe the closest hill they can get to is going to be the B hill. They are splitting up, though. They're going home to home once again. They're going to try this 3-man push. Hndles is down again. Long range. He gets taken out. Xplosive. I don't know what gun he had to get the headshot, but he did get it. He came away with it, baby.
And the very ending portion of this one's going to be crucial for the success of eUnited. Vital's going to get a big break here, but you can't stay and capture it. You got to go to the next one, simultaneously eliminating Kenny and Praized off the map. Neither of which is going to happen, and eUnited is going to tie it up 1 round apiece. But once again, Colin, 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So even though this is going back and forth, it was kind of dominated map number 1 as well. This is a close series. Don't look at the stats. Don't look at the timer. Just pay attention to the moves being made between both of these teams.
Boltox out at both hills. Let's see what they decide if they're going to go straight. It looks like they're going to go straight for the retro again. I mean, I don't know why eUnited wouldn't, with the way that Xplosive has absolutely dominated map control with that retro map number 1. And it looks like Vanquish is going to answer back with the same thing.
Kind of predicted it on the side of eUnited. On the side of Vanquish, this is kind of one of those weapon placements. You got to go through to get to the instance. You got to go through to get to the shot grenade. I do think we're going to see that make an appearance, but both of these teams making sure they grab their power weapon, but a 4-man rotation for a moment, but that's going to be Hndles rotating back, realize he doesn't want to give up a free hill, but maybe he should have just went with one of his 2 choices. Now he's late to the party. Precision gets taken out. Vital gets taken out as well. Acells doing what he can with the retro, but he's not going to have the necessary help. So Hndles second-guessing his decision, leaving his team up to himself to make a play, and now it's going to cost him in the end.
See, the last 2 members of Vanquish are going to come back up the stairs. 1 middle, 1 straight out of the spawn. The little shot punch after the melee with the snub. That PR, did we just see a little tricky, a little cheeky play out of Xplosive? Because it looked like he did the snub melee, which I believe is 30 to 40% damage, and then immediately went to switch to his Lancer and Asher, which is an instant drop of the meat shield, which opens up the ability to hit the knife melee, which is another 50% damage. Is that cheeky or what?
That's definitely cheeky, especially if you find a way to land 1 pistol bullet in there, or maybe 2 pistol bullets. Ensure yourself the down all in 1 quick motion. That's something I'm going to see players starting to utilize. You can kind of see the difference when leaving players down, staggering the death this season from last. It's those little intricacies, those little tricks that really separate some of these players, especially in those tight scenarios. There's
a part of me that feels like Xplosive is going to watch this back and be like, why you got to be observing me when I do shit like that?
Exactly. You're going to get a text message. He's going to leave a message on your phone. He's going to wake you up in the middle of the night just to make sure you get no sleep.
He mad now at me. I shouldn't have called it out. I shouldn't have called it out like that. I'm sorry, Xplosive. I didn't mean it, baby. I didn't mean it. Here we go, though, to round number 4. 3v2 at the home hill of eUnited. eUnited, meanwhile, has lost a player on the opposite side of the map. Precision will go down, but nobody is there to clean him up. So here you can see 3v3. Now we have the respawn of eUnited pressing up. Praized is going to get full red. Xplosive is going to go down. Kenny does get a kill on Acells, but he goes down as well. Xplosive and Powerz both cleaned up off of their home. That should give the home-to-home spread to Vanquish. The B hill is still in favor of eUnited. I believe Praized is over there just holding court. He's waiting for anybody to try to push up onto him. He sees that the push is coming, so he's going to back up. 2v2 over here at the home. Vanquish is backing out. Shots across the top of the map, and Xplosive knows he doesn't really have an angle on this one. He's going to throw that flash far and try to challenge up onto Precision. Has a decent amount of damage onto him, but nobody's there to help him yet. It looks like they took the time to rotate over to the bottom side of the stairs. They get the down on Precision. Great job by Xplosive to stay alive, get the down and damage, and they leave Hndles on the ground to crawl around. They're going to bleed him out. You see a 2v2 mounted up over at the home hill of Vanquish, though nobody's dead for eUnited, so nobody has to be worried about them them coming off of respawn and seeing him. They back up. They continue to play this very carefully, very slowly. They have the home-to-home spread. This is the first time I think we've seen eUnited from either side really try to play defense on a home-to-home spread. It seems like they have really been favoring the mid-neutral hill in this first half over at the tank. So now they're going to try to do exactly what Vanquish has done to success and is what won them their first round. They get the down there on Kenny. It's a great start for them on the retake, but they are still going to be losing that C hill. One down comes through, but they get the quick revive off PR, and eUnited, they don't have the win condition anymore, but they do have the home hill of Vanquish, and they are going to be able to come off of respawn to try to get their own back.
They need to be careful here. It does look like they're getting sandwiched in the overhead map. Xplosive goes down. Precision goes down as well. eUnited need to find a way to push through because then they're all going to get taken out, and that is going to be the case. Great flank coming through from Vanquish. They held their spawn, especially knowing that their teammates were rotating around the map. That puts them 2 hills under their control. This late in the game, the lead's going to swing on over towards their favor. eUnited needs some quick plays. They need some miracles, and they almost need kills over hills in this situation.
You see Kenny presses that flash up. They throw the incendiary at him, and they can't press the B hill anymore. There's the quick decap on the A hill. They're going to try to maybe even get the retake on it. The B hill still in favor of eUnited. Xplosive is stuck over to the home hill of Vanquish. The 2 kills, or 1 kill comes out at A.
Might be
Nobody
enough.
garnering up points. It might be enough of a stoppage. It goes over to their favor. Once that B hill gets capped, it is enough. Nobody's going to be able to get onto a hill. Ladies and gentlemen, eUnited, they pull off the old, I'm going to rename it. It's no longer the OG special, the UIU special, the Optic special. It's none of that. It's not even the eUnited special. I'm sorry, eUnited, I love you. It's the Xplosive special, because the one constant throughout all those orgs, all those championships, all those years, El Capitan, Xplosive, every time he needs one last decap, one last push, gasp effort, he finds a way to make it happen. And PR, I'm going to say this, and it's going to make me a little sad to say, but I mean, it even has to be named after him because he's the last man standing from that original dynasty. Kenny left and has come back, but that original dynasty, it breaks down to that one man with a backwards baseball cap on the screen.
And you say Kenny left, he got dropped, and he got begged to come back, and you can see exactly why. Ever since he joined back onto this roster, they had a surge that they didn't necessarily have in Gears of War 5, and Praized being the final blow towards that tank's going to show exactly what you can do with a dynamic duo. And almost every player on this roster has teamed together in one way or another on the past. You got Praized and Xplosive, old Optic Gaming, Powerz and Kenny, old Echo Fox, Kenny and Xplosive, old Optic Gaming, Kenny and Praized. This is just some sort of a reunion of sorts on this roster, and they're trying to get back to that championship form that we know these players are capable of. But right now, with a 3-1 lead, they have to go through the season. They have to go through Vanquish first, the defending champions. I do believe it was the team that set them down into the losers bracket in our last major. This is their chance at redemption here.
Definitely is their chance of redemption. 3 members of Vanquish. They're going to push up. They did get the call out that Xplosive was hiding on that corner. Acells almost goes down, but not exactly. And now you see the pressure coming out. All the shotgun battles, the incendiary over the top won't get any downs. Powerz will find 1 kill. Xplosive is going to down on the back end. They are going to clean up those 2 kills, so they do win the numbers fight. Vital Sam will go down on the opposite end of the map. So Vanquish's home hill in the mid-neutral will be in favor of eUnited, whereas eUnited's home hill will be in favor of Vanquish. And eUnited has to come back off of respawn and try to retake their own home. Flashes out from both teams. Powerz pushing up very slowly, gets 1 down on Acells. Catches Hndles going for the up A on the back end of the bricks, and now Precision's going to try his hand, and Powerz hits him with a wrap shot from Hale. Absolutely picture perfect, every pellet to get the pound downtown and get that kill to secure the home hill. They are going to cross the 175 threshold here very shortly, and we are looking at a 35-second to go swarm victory in a 4-1 round count for eUnited.
It was a huge swing round. Vanquish desperately need this round. They don't have to be forced to pull off a miracle. Revive coming through. Kenny gets the revive on Xplosive, but the battle's going to continue. Both of these players are going to fall late into this one, but even if this capture does come through and if they were to hold on to F, they still need a triple neutralization. So Vanquish, all these great moves, these eliminations, leaving Powerz as the last one left, it is not over just yet. You need to play near perfect here on this massive swing round.
Powerz gets the decap there at the E-Hill. I love the fact that he had the confidence to have the bolt hawk out. He hits the one shot, he then tries to change up. Precision is going to go down, which should give the E-Hill back in favor of eUnited, and they have to be careful. You see them going ahead and finishing the cap off. They still have the win condition. It's going to be 30 seconds. There's the incendiary. Acells pushes out toward the spawn side of eUnited, but Powerz and Xplosive, they're going to hold down the E-Hill. They're going to play defense over there as best as they can, and it's going to be up to probably Hndles to make a play happen to get at least one kill, because, I mean, it is boiling down here. And Vital, he's right outside of the spawn of eUnited. This is crazy talk. They could get easily pinched at any moment. They lose their two teammates to the other side of the map, but now they're getting lancered as they try to fly over the E-Hill, and it's going to be too little. It's going to be too late. We have a 4-1 Egghead with the petite, oh no, with the tombstone, with the pile driver, call it off, oh my God, by God King, it's a slobber knocker, he's beating him like a government mule.
I was waiting for that one for the longest, and you finally get it as we see a pile driver coming out from Kenny. And honestly, that is one of the last members of this squad that you would expect to do something like that. Even though I will say lately, Kenny has been feeling himself. He's tired of this new generation of players trying to overtake what he likes to call his throne.
PR, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot. Which wrestler made, not the tombstone pile driver, but made the pile driver famous?
Jerry the King Lawler.
Jerry the King Lawler, boy, I love it, my boy.
But you can be Jim Ross, I'll be Jerry the King Lawler. Our duo-ship will continue. WWE, put us in front of a match right now.
Hey, look, I got to get myself a 10-gallon hat, and I got to become a hell of a lot better commentator if I ever want to be compared to the legendary and great Jim Ross, good old JR, baby. I'll tell you that much right now. We come here to round number 6. 4-1 in favor of the eUnited. Set up here at the E-Hill. 2-2 on that side and a 2-2 on the opposite side. Nobody is out in the open, so nobody can get crossed out just yet. You can hear the marks coming through. No down and damage being thrown out just yet. Powerz has the retro. And if his accuracy is anything to behold, it's just going to make him that much more dangerous in this fight. If you push up, he pulls the Nasher out. I think he's trying to just bait somebody to try to push at his right hand, maybe even onto the box to try to get the shot over the cover, because this is going to boil down into just a singular push. I mean, this is one of those rounds that we saw earlier between Noble and Fire and Ice, where everybody just kind of saddled up and waited out, and it came down to whoever won the first fight.
Vanquish is going to have to take a page out of the Undertaker's playbook and really rise from the ashes. Every time you think you're about to count them out, they're going to have to come back in some sort of Hell in a Cell match like you see in front of you against eUnited. But Powerz takes him out. At this point, I swear, he's just doing it for fun. He's just trying to world star time and time again. Quick shots. There goes 2 kills for Powerz, trying to put the final nail in the coffin. The window has been open. BQ have to play perfect here, throwing out an instant, unable to connect, but the down coming through on Kenny. Praized is going to go ahead and reassess the situation, back up, knowing that he is the next play. He is the next target for Vanquish. You're playing so perfect. You don't want to give up the easy plays now.
You see Praized there, full red over the cover. He has to sit back down and take a seat just for a moment's notice to try to get his health back. 2-1 hill advantage will be going over to Vanquish. The down there onto Hndles. Xplosive looking over the top side is going to get that easy down and death. You're going to see them continue to press up. Vital has to back out of this fight. He's going to be full red. They're actually pushing up. They're not even going for the decap just yet. They know that sometimes, as PR has always said, sometimes you got to get kills over hills. You got to try to put somebody in the ground and get those easy decaps. And my God, Xplosive plays Acells as he hops the cover, gets the easy shot. Triple cap domination was getting threatened for just a moment, but there is Hndles at the mid-neutral hill to come back into this.
Another retro is going to hands in Praized. You see 2 players towards the top half, trying to push that neutral. Meanwhile, Powerz and Xplosive towards the bottom half of the map are just trying to facilitate, trying to funnel these players in, but 2 hills over towards Vanquish. It's going to be up to eUnited making moves. They are. Powerz gets 1. He gets a kill on Acells, so I thought it was just a down to come through, but he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, getting eliminated by Vital. VQ need to continue to press forward. The 2 hills are not in their favor, so they have to reclaim at least 1, and it does look like it's going to be the eUnited home hill, so players are scattered around the 2 remaining ones. Both Kenny and Praized doing what they can. Nice, well-placed shots. Not going to stop the capture just yet, but it actually did. That's going to be a big opportunity for eUnited.
See eUnited, they're going to get shots onto Precision. He's going to be full red. Meanwhile, it looks like Kenny has died over at the D hill, so they're going to be fighting on this home hill. That's going to allow Acells to sneak over to the E hill and try to get that retake on that. But so far, eUnited has not gotten enough kills at their home hill to clean it out. Vital Sam has moved over. He's got the down on, I believe that was Praized. Yeah, it is. It's the Grenadier. You see a quick pick on the meat shield from Vital. Gets that down. Kenny's pushing up full wide, full red on Vital. Gets the down and dead. And 1 second left. Vanquish find themselves their second round onto the board. They've got 3 to go to send it to a map number 3.
They have to play perfect. You can't let these little sneaky plays from Powerz, from Praized, from Kenny, from Xplosive catch you off guard anymore. Making sure you're checking your corners, and this weapon selection is going to be so important. They're actually going to go and upgrade for the shock grenade, double utility for EQ on the other side of things. Retro Lancer being half. They don't need that instant just yet, especially the way they have been playing. They've been playing rotation and cross heavy for the most part, beside any fights that go down over hills.
Incendiary shock for the side of Vanquish, shock retro for the side of eUnited, and eUnited looked like they were going to set up and try to push over toward the F hill, the home hill of Vanquish. Meanwhile, eUnited has the 1v1 at the E hill. Flash grenade out, shock is out. Unsure whose shock it was. I'm trying to take a look over both
United
teams. It was a United shock, so pretty much wasted in that utility.
Actually, they don't have a shock. That had to have been VQs.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You're right. The retro. I was right and wrong. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. But First Blood's going over to United. Precision getting taken out. Xplosive once again with the retro in his hand. Powerz narrowly escaping. Getting behind the cover, needs to be careful here in a 1v2 situation. Gets brick from a mile away. VQ Vital to finish off that one here in just a moment. Acells hiding, trying to be the sneaky player that they know him to be, but he gets eliminated. A slur of VQ eliminations across the board, which is what I thought they were beginning to piece it together. But there goes Vital on the other side of the map, keeping the hills in favor of Vanquish. They have about 9 points to overcome, 10 points, and they need it desperately early on, because if they fall behind in points, they're going to start getting desperate. And when you're down 4-2, you can't get desperate.
You see on this home hill, it's going to be a big fight. Powerz gets a little help from Praized from behind. Also, Hndles gets taken out by Xplosive. So they solidify their home hill. The E hill is going to be decapped here momentarily by Precision. I believe Kenny can rotate wherever he chooses. You can see another kill coming down to the middle of the map. You're going to see the home hill of Vanquish go back in their favor, and Kenny's going to be by himself. He's going to be on an island against 3 players. Goes to the back A, on to Precision, and now he's going to get shot out in the back, and that's 3 players from Vanquish over here at the E hill. Kenny's going to bleed out, but home-to-home stretch is an advantage of eUnited, and every moment wasted is one more moment that could come back to bite them toward the end of the round. And round we go. It's basically a carousel. You can see all the players from Vanquish rotating around the map, one after the next. And you can start to see the way eUnited rotated around the map. And that was a brilliant single kill. I think he got, no, he didn't get it. He didn't.
Ooh. Okay, nice try, Powerz. Got overtaken. And I was going to say there for a moment, if he could just find a way, I know he can't necessarily do it on his own, but find a way to save some time. Kenny was on respawn, getting that spawn shield, but there goes Powerz, Kenny, this dynamic duo from Reciprocity. Powerz gets taken out again. Kenny falls as well. Precision doing it all there on the home hill with just a little help from one of his teammates, but on the other side of the map, Xplosive making sure this hill stays decapped, making sure that they hold on to their 35-point lead.
And Praized is going to get called out by Acells. He didn't hit anything. Xplosive even had the call out on him coming off of respawn. Xplosive is now caught between a rock and a hard place at the respawn of Vanquish. You can see eUnited still garnering points over there because of the E hill. They do not have the home of Vanquish, and Vanquish is coming back in this one. You can see Praized trying to push himself into the home. He's trying to get the decap to make things that much harder. Hndles playing wide. He has the retro in hand. There's some flashes. He drops the meat shield, playing back. He finally pulls his Nasher. He gets taken out. Now it's going to be down to 30 seconds, and a couple of kills come through. That's 2 for Powerz. One more kill could have been absolutely huge. Vital Sam over the cover, not going to be able to get it. The Incendiary will take care of Kenny, though, and it might be a 1v1 to determine the round and determine the round to at least let Vanquish live on even longer. They still have one hill. This is going to be a huge couple of fights coming through. They need to get a decap over on the E, but it doesn't even matter. Acells wins that fight, and I'm pretty sure that's going to wrap this up with a bow. We will see a 4-3 and a round number 8 between eUnited and Vanquish.
United have to be careful here. You can't let your foot off the gas just when you're on series points. Not just map point. It's 1-0, 4 to now 3. For eUnited, you got to be looking at a lock here when it comes to the next weapon selection. That's what you typically do see from this team and a few other teams once they're on map point. So EQ is going to have an opportunity to place this weapon down first. So that's where it does get tricky. So if they place a weapon down, then the lock would go over to United, putting them a little bit in the lead here. I almost got to think they have to lock first, but now that they placed that sniper down, you almost got to think the lock is going to come down here for United.
Taking the shock away of Vanquish, so no shock close to that long shot. This is even scarier because now the long shot is in the E-hill.
Where the Retro's at.
Retro is going to have, they're going to have the height, they're going to have the shock and the Retro, and all Vanquish is going to have to try to counter it is a late incendiary or a rotational incendiary. They have everything they need to win this. Hell, they could throw the shock and trap Precision down there and just down him out and now have a 3v2. But Precision's going to get out of dodge first. He's going to try to push up onto Xplosive, and he's going to get the kill there. And that is the return fire that Vanquish needed to win this. That is a beautiful wolf pack and an even better job to pick out one player and get that kill. Now you see Praized and Powerz trying to play up, trying to get anything else in this. Powerz trying to get the back A's onto Acells, not going to be able to get it. They lose the E-hill. They will lose the snipe here momentarily. And Vanquish will have 2-1, and they will be able to hold. They will be able to hold stay and be able to just play defense for now. Acells was 6 rounds in the sniper, and he's just as dangerous as anybody else on the face of the planet, rocking that chrome steel sniper as well.
He definitely is, but I almost want to see him pass that sniper off. Not anything against him. In fact, it's more of a compliment to him and what he's been able to do for his teams. 2016 in 15, a huge slaying powerhouse, a huge defensive powerhouse as well as supporting his roster. Hndles does go down though on the other side of the map. Vital doing what he can to even this one up. Powerz goes down, so it's going to go over towards Vanquish. And this is where that sniper comes in handy. Missing the first shot, but he needs to be careful. He cannot get taken out. Big headshot on Praized. 1v1 against Kenny, and he has a teammate on his backside spawning up. Kenny has to think of something quick before he gets taken out. Not fast enough, a little too slow as Acells wins that one and starts to capture this hill. So 2 hills for Vanquish, the lead, the points, the pressure is on eUnited here. You don't want to go around number 9.
And this again, what came back to kill United in the last round and what's coming back to bite them and haunt them right now is the staggered spawns. And I mean, you know this better than anybody, PR. You've got to mount up together and take fights together. You keep seeing United have one person picked off and leaving one other person in a fight somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And it just comes out to be bad news bears.
Xplosive takes a shot from Acells. Misses the second one though. One sniper bullet left in his chamber. Connects, but nobody able to clean up the down. Nobody able to get the kill. Actually, a down coming through from Acells. That's going to stop this push just a moment. Powerz doing it all by himself. A perfect down coming through at the right time for Acells. A second one as well as Praized meets the same demise. Then there it goes. Lights out as Xplosive falls. And that is going to be the round victory late in the game for Vanquish. And we have ourselves a round number 9. 1 point Colin. eUnited was leading 4-1. 3 consecutive round wins. They are in here. The momentum has shifted. And what are you looking for each of these teams in round number 9?
You remember that time that Kenny did something I don't think I've ever seen him do, which was hand out a hump in an execution at the end of a round? Man, boy, you guys, them were times, weren't they? Them's was times.
He's like, what had happened was
Praized picked up my controller for a second.
That wasn't my battery died. That wasn't me, man. That was my dog. That was somebody. That wasn't me. That was AJ. That was his brother Phenomenon. It was Shine-tacular. It was Shmez. Shmez like that's Kenny.
Blaming everybody ever other than Kenny. Let's roll. Never seen it. Never probably gonna see it ever again. I'm sure he's kicking himself right now. He's like, I shouldn't have done it, man. I shouldn't have done it. We got the exact opposite situation, though, here in round number 9. You can see where Vanquish has the power position here at the sniper rifle. They're going to be up top looking down from the luggage. Set up in a 3v3 over here, 1v1 opposite side of the map. Kenny could take the 1v1 against Hndles. Not exactly pushed up just yet. Nobody's really willing to put themselves out in the open to try to take shots from anybody. And I think Kenny's actually going to try his hand at Hndles. That's going to be a pretty impressive play if he can get anything to happen. There's the incendiary from Hndles. It misses Kenny. And they pull somebody out of the fight. And I don't know what Xplosive is doing, but he somehow found himself in the middle of the map and now back toward his home hill, and Praized found the sniper rifle. It's a very,
trying to offer some
very
sort
weird
of bait.
situation.
Hey, it's working out for them though. VQ pushed in. It might have spoke too
Powerz is
soon.
gonna get down.
I mean, you think that, but the eliminations are going the way of eUnited. He's backtracked. You know, Blaze, Mr. Defensive Player of the Year since Gears of War Ultimate Edition at this point. Now it's going to force the pressure on the Hndles. You saw Kenny making these moves early on. The tables have turned. Now he's going to have to stay alive. Praized rotating through the center of the map. He knows Kenny's in dire need of some help. He does get taken out, but the reinforcements are there. 2 players against 3 players of Vanquish. The push has to come through for Vanquish. And a well-placed snipe from Praized. That's going to even this battle up.
And another good shot out will get at least the down and damage. Powerz has one more to worry about. Wide goes Precision. He hits the shot on the side of the cover. That's going to open up the home hill of eUnited. Precision is going to bounce around. A lot of action there, just trying to get the decap, and he does. Flash out from Kenny. You see Praized back off of respawn as well. They're just trying to shoot him from the 90 degrees. Up A out for Precision. Won't be able to find anybody. 2v2 breaking down at the E hill. Vital is going to be full red. He's going to go down, and now it's going to be up to Hndles to try to guard the life of Vital, but it's not going to be enough, and it's not going to be in time. Ooh. Kenny, meanwhile, wins a fight over toward the home hill. 2-1 Hills. We go yet again. They're going to find themselves down to around 30 seconds, and I like this move from eUnited. They're not overpowering. They're not pressuring up. They're not finding themselves in over-aggression land. They are doing exactly what I thought they should have been doing all week long in Pro League. They have a 2-1 hill setup. They're crossing the 200-point threshold, and Vanquish can't wait any longer. This is exactly what you're getting to see. Vanquish has to fly at every fight. There's no more take a cover, get a pot shot, take a cover, get a pot shot. This is the end of Vanquish for this matchup. This is a 5-4. I'm sorry, PR. Count it out for me. I'm doing a standing A count, but I'm pretty sure you're going to wave it off as the ref.
And that is definitely it. Lights out. Show's over. Everybody can go home. eUnited close this one out, putting on a show, making sure we stay entertained. 5-4. 2-0 is going to be your score line. The defending champions have been taken down. eUnited looking at tip-top form.
eUnited looking a hell of a lot better tonight than I've seen them look in a long while, and it's on the backs of some pretty impressive plays from each and every member of that squad. And I love the push and pull that we saw there on round number 9. Kenny pressures up. It brings Acells over from the opposite side of the map. Kenny then realizes when they win the E-Hill, I can back on up, and by the time he goes down over there at the tank side, his teammates are already stacked up top. They're waiting to play defense at their home. Praized hits that beautiful sniper shot. It was just a very picture-perfect round for them. It was tug-of-war to perfection, and I don't think I could blame anybody for being excited about a possible Vanquish comeback, but at the same time, I'm out here. I just look at the way eUnited played that last round, and I can't give them enough praise. It's what I wanted to see from them all last week. It's what I get to see from them tonight, and that is a scary sign for the league and a great sign for predictions.
Yep, and I want to point one thing out. It didn't really change the game, right? But if somehow VQ managed to battle back, in the very ending of that one, you saw Xplosive in a 1v1 fight, right? He not only won that fight, and I thought he was going to hump there for a moment and kind of show like, hey, we're beating you, ha, ha, ha. But he actually pulled out his flash grenade. He chucked it. It didn't matter where he was throwing it, and he picked up the meat shield. That's very, very important for prolonging the round if things went sideways, because he picked up that players incendiary grenades who got him off of spawn. That only happens if you have no grenade in your inventory. So Xplosive, we're watching you, man. All these tricks are being exposed. Even though that trick's been in the game for a while, now teams can realize why these players are in the Hall of Fame, or should be once we have one.
That's why that man's got 20+ championships. You know that, right? Like, who else?
20?
20 plus is what I said. Okay, he has 20 plus. I think it's 24 altogether, 23 or 24.
Oh, there it goes.
But it's one of those times where who else thinks of that? Round 9, even though they're counting down to a victory, maybe 20 seconds left, 10 seconds left at that point in time. It's little things like that when they come through, where even if something catastrophic were to happen, he could drop the instant at his feet. He might be able to get that easy pick. He could drop it on the hill and stop him from capping it for a triple cap domination. That is the difference. That is the fine line between 23 championships, one-hit wonders. You know what I'm saying, baby?
I understand 100% what you're saying. It's these little tricks, these little intricacies. You know me, like you just said, I like to go on these maps. I like to practice certain things and get it down to muscle memory. And you can see United, they're beginning to pull it back, whether if it's a close match or a long match. This one is going to go down to the record books for entertainment purposes and almost come back from the EQ, squashed out by eUnited as they move up those rankings. And I got to ask you a very, very important question here, Colin. Very important question. Are they back?
And if you ask me, they never left because I picked them every matchup to win. All right, so I don't know what you're talking about. Are they back? I mean, back like a butt crack. They've always been there. They just, sometimes they're not as pretty as others. That's all I'm saying, baby. So here you go with a 2-0 victory in favor of eUnited. They did a fantastic job of winning against the defending champions right now of Gears Esports. 5-1 on Exhibit. It's pretty picture perfect if you ask me. And then they 5-4 there on Vasgar. It is just, like you said, are they back? I never thought they really left. It's just a matter of cleaning up mistakes. And if there's any team on the planet that can really get back in the lab and clean up those mistakes and get better, it's got to be an Xplosive-led team along with the likes of the Egghead himself, Kenny Bounce. They're going to get in there. They're going to put this thing to repetition, and they're going to make sure that they don't make those silly mistakes ever again.
And you can go ahead and look back on the day of everything that really went down. I thought this one was going to be a little bit closer in that first map. And when I saw Vanquish really starting to piece it together, I almost got to think if that first map was closer, if Vanquish was able to heat up a little bit sooner, would we be going to a map number 3? But honestly, it's out the window. It doesn't matter. You got to earn that right. And I don't want to say I'm almost correct again, but like I said, eUnited, I had them high on my ranking list for a reason. And it's not because, I think these guys are some of the best players in the game or anything.